What did your narcissist promise you? How did the narcissist actually communicate some of this stuff? You see, a lot of narcissists will promise specifically change. They'll promise to do something. They'll promise that something will be done in the future, and they'll promise you time and time again that it'll happen. That could be within a toxic relationship. That could be with someone just traits, but it does happen. On a day-to-day basis, if my wife asks me to take out the trash, I'll be like, yeah, I'll take out the trash, and then it doesn't happen. Or in my time frame, I've got 24 hours to take it out. In her time frame, I've got 6 hours before the trash guy gets there. But narcissists will come into your life and they will promise you anything and everything. They'll promise you the world. They'll promise you the future that you've always wanted. They'll promise you the kids you've always dreamed of. They'll promise you the house, the vision, the business, whatever it might be. And they'll promise you stuff time and time and time again. They'll have future faking, which is showing you the future of what you want with no intentions of fulfilling it. And they'll continue to make promises each and every time. A lot of times you'll see promises come up when there's some type of form of accountability or some type of form of you holding them responsible for the actions that they've done. Oh, I'm going to change. I promise. I'll make sure I change. Or it'll be holding them accountable for something that they've done or a standard that you've already set, maybe a boundary that you've tried to set in their lives. Well, I told you I need you to stop going to bars and drinking every single night. I promise I'll change. And then you never see that change happen. But they'll keep leading you on and keep breadcrumbing you with little tidbits, little ideas, little thoughts that'll make you think that change is coming, when in reality, change is never coming. You see, a lot of people think about narcissists and they think like, oh, maybe if I loved them more, maybe if I would have done something different, maybe if, and the question keeps going on and on and on about narcissists changing. And the thing is, narcissists aren't capable of change if they're never willing to acknowledge where they are. If they're not willing to acknowledge the lies and the deception and the gaslighting and the manipulation and the cheating and et cetera, the list goes on and on. If they're not willing to acknowledge some of that and be accountable for it, then as a result, they're never going to find any type of hope down the road of having any of their life getting better because they're not acknowledging of what's going on. But they'll keep holding you on and they'll keep tying you a little bit longer and longer by saying, I promise I'm going to change. Did your narcissist promise you to do different things? Did they promise you to take you different places? Did they promise you to stop different habits? Did they promise you that they were going to change something in their life? A lot of times people here say that. A lot of times people that I talk to on a one-on-one say, he promised this, she promised this, and I thought she was going to follow through with it, but it never happened. You see, the majority of the time when a narcissist promises to do something, they have no intention of doing it. They have no intention of following through. They have no intention of actually making that promise a reality. Because underlying the surface, the majority of the time, that promise is for you. And that promise they don't care about. Because that promise doesn't get them what they want. So as a result, they'll continue to promise something to push out and to push out a little bit more. This is why it coincides really close with future faking. Okay, so future faking, you've got the idea that you want a reality. I'm going to give you that reality. And in result, I don't actually think I'm going to give you that reality. I'm just trying to tell you that. That way I can get past whatever situation that we're in currently right now. So you might have just held me accountable about my actions. I might have just done something that was wrong, that was rude, that was inconsiderate, might have yelled at you, raged at you, anything like that. And I know that you're holding me accountable for it. So I'm going to try to distract you and to push off that farther and farther away by future faking, by making promises that I don't have any intention to keep. So typically you have like a rage session where the narcissist is raging at you and you're saying like, I can't do this anymore. Like I have to leave because you will not change. And then the narcissist says like, no, like I'll get into therapy. Like we just need to work on our communication. We'll start reading books. We'll go to counseling together, whatever it might be. I promise you I'm going to change. What that does is that invokes a little bit in the brain there of you that's going to say, hey, I'm going to stick around a little bit longer and see if they're going to change. I'm going to stick around a couple more weeks, couple more months to see if this change that they're talking about is real. I'm sure a lot of you watching this video right now have been through that, have seen that cycle, and you know, watching this video now, that it's not real. Because give it a week, a day, 3 weeks, 2 months, and all of a sudden you're exactly back where you started, and probably worse. Because that's what happens when a narcissist promises change. They have no intention of fulfilling it. They have no intention of continuing that process. They have no intention of trying to get better, because it's all about them. See, as a narcissist, my mindset is only geared around myself. My mindset is only geared around what I want, how I am going to process, what I'm going to get out of a situation. And so me having to change for you is not something that's on the table. It's not something that even means anything to me. It's not something that I care about. Why? Because that's for you. That's not for me. Remember, a narcissist is about control and is all about themselves. So the narcissist in your life, you're begging them, you're asking them to change, and they promise, oh, I'm going to change. That has nothing to do with you. All that is manipulation to get you to stay a little bit longer, to put up with their BS a little bit longer, to wait a little bit longer before you pull the cord and say, hey, I'm out. I can't do this anymore. But wait, I'm actually changing. So sometimes they'll be promising. The other times they'll be saying what they would have done after it's already passed. I'm sure a lot of people connect with this. If you have, leave a comment below so other people can know, hey, they're not alone. You ever have an interaction with your narcissist, with a toxic person in your life, and after the interaction, after the fight, after whatever it is, they come back and say, I was going to do this, but you ruined that. I was going to take you to dinner, but your attitude just ruined the mood for me. I was going to plan that trip with you, but I just don't think that we're ready because of how you're treating me. I was going to do this, but you didn't show up. I was going to do this, but you didn't care to ask. I was going to do this. And they'll use this logic so often to trap their victims and make their victims think that the victim is the problem when they're not. You see, a narcissist breaking it down like this is they'll tell you this after the event has already happened, because they know there's no way that you can disprove that. There's no way that you can look back and be like, no, there is no way you were actually going to do it because of this, this, and this. No, they're like, oh, but I had every intention. I was planning on it, but you messed it up. That is manipulation. If that's happening in your life, I need you to know that is manipulation. You say it louder. That is manipulation. You need to be able to understand that. Because if someone's holding you accountable for an unset expectation or for something in the past that you didn't know and didn't have any ability to control or to change how you interact with that person, that is just straight up manipulation. And it's a pure form of manipulation in the fact that they can do that and they can get away with it because you can't disprove their intentions. And that's what they focus on. My intentions were that we went out to dinner, but after you talk to me like that, I really don't think that's something I'm up for anymore. And you see that covert side slipping out of someone who wants to manipulate another person so that you apologize for your own actions. For you apologize for not picking up the phone when they called you at 2 a.m. in the morning. So that you apologize for not being there for their feelings after they just raged and yelled at you. For you apologizing for you not being supportive, and that's why they cheated on you. And you'll see this over and over and over again. Their intentions, but you don't match up to them. And you don't match up to what it was supposed to be in the past. So as a result, it's your fault for stuff that's happening in the future. Narcissists will promise you change, and the narcissist will try to hold you accountable for things in the past that you didn't do to meet their standard. If any of these things resonate with you, you might be dealing with a narcissist. You might be dealing with a toxic person in your life, and you need to understand that these are forms of manipulation, and they're very dangerous. So please be careful. If there's something that you're experiencing right now, you want to get into therapy. You want to get someone who can help point you in the right direction. If you're getting out of it, or if you're in the middle of it and you want to talk to me, I would love to talk to you on a one-on-one basis. Go to my website, Raw Motivation, click on one-on-ones, and we can set a time to talk and be able to help you work through the process or help you break out of the trauma bond after the whole aspect of narcissism that you've had in your life with this other person. If you want to be supported by a community of people that are going through this stuff, that are getting out of this stuff, then feel free to download the NARC app, N-A-R-C, NARC app, Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Community of people that are trying to recover, people that are recovering, and people that are free from the bonds of narcissism and those people in their lives. If you don't follow me already on other social media platforms, I've got TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. We post stuff on there daily as well. I would love to interact with you on any of those platforms. I'd love to have you interact more with this platform. So if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe link. I would love to have you stay tuned for more videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.